Sean Mannion, record-setting quarterback at Oregon State, part of our Quicken Loans quarterback accuracy competition. Not only is a Pac-12 leader in career passing yards, he's 9th all-time in passing yards in NCAA history, and that is a pretty special group. We've got a pretty special group of quarterbacks here competing. Shane Carden, also a record setter for East Carolina, and Brandon Bridge from South Alabama, involved in the Quicken Loans quarterback accuracy competition. Here are the rules. A total of 9 throws. First 8 throws at 3 separate targets. The first target is worth 20 points, second 30, and third 40. 10 points awarded for the ball that only hits the board, and the final throw scored on distance. 2 points for every yard traveled. We mentioned Sean Mannion and all the records he was able to compile up at Oregon State. We talked with him earlier today about facing the competition today at AT&T Stadium.
You know, I think more than anything, it seems like a really fun event, and it's always fun to compete, and whenever you compete and you want to win. So, yeah, I mean, I'm a competitive guy, so, you know, it'll be fun to compete with Brandon and Shane, and you know, it'll be a fun competition. But I'm sure once we get out there, we're all going to be competing pretty hard.
Sean Mannion's big kid, stands in the pocket, delivers the ball. When you look at the prototypical quarterback, you want to think 6'4", 225, and that's Mannion, pocket passer.
Big arm, great throwing the ball outside the numbers, moves a lot better than people think, and obviously the production speaks for himself. The guy has played in a pro-style offense, he's played from the shotgun, he's played from under, he can do just about anything that you want him to do with the football. He's got big-time upside as well as a result of that size that you mentioned earlier, Joey. I really, really like Sean Mannion, and I think he'll really develop into a great professional quarterback.
Now let's see Sean Mannion, and we mentioned that the throw is first on the 20-point. He's moving from right to left. And you get 10 points just for hitting the entire board.
There's no chalk on the ball.
But 20 points,
Potter.
Well, that's, you better use your eye.
Are you the one judging?
Are
you
to make the
judging if he hits
here.
the number?
A little bit further out now, the 30-point ball moving left to right.
This next throw is a tough one. I mean, this is when you got to throw the out route at the next level. This is where the Trey Waynes guys makes this a tough throw when it's that far outside the pocket.
And take into account, you're a little tired at this point. I mean, you're moving a little bit, you're trying to get your feet set. But so often, like you know, Joey, at the NFL level, you have to move and slide in the pocket and negotiate defenders and defensive linemen. So this drill does a good job of seeing that.
Here's the one. This is the deep ball.
This
is the one I'm asking for. Can you throw me a deep ball, please, and be accurate with it?
Well, he gets it down the field in pretty good measure. They'll measure this out and give us his total score, as you can see. See, so we got people in the truck, Joey, who are counting up the total score. Again, the mechanics and the form here, Mac.
I mean, he really has a great feel. I mean, he definitely has some Tom Brady type qualities. I know you don't want to never throw around the name Tom Brady.
Yeah, you don't want to toss
when you're describing high school or college quarterbacks, but he really has the big arm. He can spin it, and he can, like we saw here, that ball jumps out of his hand pretty well.
Nice spiral. Well,
Real tight spiral.
Easy to catch.
Well, that's what everybody is going to do, comparing him to somebody. I mean, that's what we're in the business of doing now for the next couple months, right before the NFL draft, trying to find out what type of pro player he's similar to, and there's his total score right there, 218. So Sean Mannion puts the mark on the board at 218, and that's what these other quarterbacks are going to be chasing. And next up, speaking of chasing, it's Shane Carden from East Carolina, record-setting quarterback, the all-time leading pirate passer in school history. And we asked Shane earlier who he models his game after.
You know, growing up, I was a huge Brett Favre fan. I was always told I looked a lot like him. So, you know, I had the Brett Favre jersey growing up, just for his passion, the way he was able to make plays out the pocket and everything he did. I'd say now more though Phillip Rivers, the same reason, just that fire he brings to the field, his ability to make plays.
And Shane Carden, great athlete, did a tremendous job in the East Carolina system under Lincoln Riley, who has since gone on to the University of Oklahoma. He moves really well. He had a great rapport with his wide receiver, Justin Hardy. He can really spin it. I think he translates well at the next level in a West Coast system that's going to showcase that type of athleticism necessary.
Right off the bat, he hits the 20-point. Remember, again, moving left to right first and then right back right to left. Again, accurate here, Joey.
Yeah, and you can see, I mean, Shane Carter's a 3-year starter. When you talk about quarterbacks, you like guys that have played a lot of football, have an understanding. You know, Greg, you mentioned how he flourished in the system. It's because he's been in it. He's been running it for 3 years. It was his team, his offense, and he was the leader.
And it's drills like this and the combine work that he's going to be having over the next several weeks. He's going to have to prove that he can make the throws down the field. And I believe that he can. I've seen him do it. But that's going to be a point of emphasis for him as he moves forward throughout the evaluation process.
Absolutely, it doesn't blow you away when you look at his body frame and you look at 6'1", 6'2". So guys are going to need to see the little extra, and that's all he's done in his college career, has shown the extra ability to go out and play football.
Well, he had that one. He got a little bit extra distance on that one compared to Sean Mannion at the start. And he started off hot. Was hitting his targets in the shorter range, Greg, but then the longer range. You mentioned that you guys get a little tired sometimes during this.
You do. You absolutely get tired. 9 throws doesn't seem like a lot, but as you move across the field, plus you got a little adrenaline, a little excitement, it's understandable to be a little bit nervous as you take this thing on. So it wouldn't shock me at all. As you progress through the amount of throws, you get a little bit worn out.
And let's take a look at his score. 218 is the number that Sean Mannion put up, and 206. So Shane Carter trailing Mannion at this point. He has to slot into the number 2 spots. And our third quarterback and final is going to be Brandon Bridge from South Alabama. Joey Jones coaching up this young man and getting him set for this. Interesting. Look at the size, 6'5", big kid and big arm here, Mac.
Huge upside. Huge upside. Could use a little bit of refining when it comes to his mechanics, but that's going to come. The guy can throw it through a brick wall. I would be shocked if he doesn't throw it as far as anyone here. But he's kind of a long strider. He's got really good athleticism, and he showed well at the NFLPA game. So he's going to want to continue to build on those postseason performances.
Transferred to South Alabama, so he hadn't had a whole lot of eyeballs on him compared to some of these other quarterbacks here. But Joey gets a chance to show what he can do.
Yeah, and you talk about raw skill, the arm, the athleticism for his size. He's a tremendous athlete. Had to go through some coaching changes during the year. In the bowl game, before the bowl game, 10 days before they switch offensive coordinators, they bring in Bryant Vincent from UAB to install a brand new offense. Didn't look great in the first half, but then in the second half, when he felt a lot more comfortable, you could see the raw athleticism come out and the playmaking. And look at the arm. He might not hit that 40, but he might put a hole in the board. Look at the arm. Look at the spin on the ball. And this is the one right here where I expect him to shine, to be able to throw this ball out there.
And he just looked up at the scoreboard that hangs over our head right now to make sure he doesn't hit it. He's very aware that he has a big arm. He's going to show it off right here.
He lets it go. That is deep.
And he didn't get that one as much as he wanted it. He had a little bit of a flutter on the way out. That ball was going to carry if it was a little bit tighter ball, but you can see, I mean, the mid-range accuracy is where he needs to improve, but as far as throwing the ball down the field, he is as strong as there is in this entire draft class.
Watch that ball come out.
Yeah,
Seriously,
out.
you can tell a big league arm by the way the ball jumps off of his hand when he releases it.
So Brandon Bridge from South Alabama completing his long throw. The winner, standing by with Kaylee Harding right now. Kaylee?
Well, Sean, the first guy up, and you managed to set the tone. What did you find most challenging about what that competition presented?
I think moving from one spot to the next with the target moving in the same direction, like you don't want the target to get too far away from you. So that was hard. Honestly, I'm a little upset I didn't break 60 on my throw. I feel like I throw it a little farther, but enough to win. So I'm happy with that.
So you'll take the win. 43 games as a starter for Oregon State. What do you feel you learned in your senior season that you couldn't have gotten before then?
Just how to persevere, how to just grow as a player. We were a little bit younger of a group, so just really trying to lead by example, be a little bit more vocal, and kind of show the young guys how to do things.
That's great right there.
Yeah, what do you think about that, Landon?
Man, it's fantastic. I mean, I don't know what they was talking about, but yeah, he did a fantastic job.
Landon Collins, seal of approval as Sean Mannion takes the first event.
Well, thank you, Kaylee. Here are the results right now. Sean Mannion, the first to go, and he gets the winning point total, 218 points. Shane Carden's 206, and Brandon Bridge closing the gap, 212.